Hey, how we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another stream, another day, where we have quite a special announcement as well to make on stream. But we'll get the Bitcoin chart up there, where we will find Stonksy caught another superb drop down with that double confirmation that I keep talking about on stream with the background color change. There's the bearish arrow, and then there's the drop. Absolutely stellar stuff yet again from Stonksy. But obviously it is Wednesday, but it's going to be more often than Wednesday now. How are you doing, my good friend?
You haven't said who I am yet.
I think everyone knows who you are, but if you don't know, it's obviously Safe with Crypto.
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. I'm very happy about things. That's awesome. Yeah, happy about the price as well. Actually, the price of Bitcoin's. Do you think it's turning around, or do you think it's ready to do another dump?
Well, I was looking for maybe like a retest of like maybe the monthly open, which was down at like mid 82s.
All right.
I was wanting to just see like all these lows wiped out a bit. So like just kind of like a push down into the 82s and then maybe like a reclaim of 83. I wanted to get long, but I don't know. Obviously, we've come out of this red background on Stonksy now into the green, and then things have obviously, since we bounced here this morning, things are obviously looking a bit rosy for it. So, I don't know. Maybe we don't get more down. Maybe we come back up and test yesterday's highs. But I mean, yeah, it's held up pretty well. I think. What's the S&P doing? Obviously,
I think on the 1 hour, I think it's still red. What I did this morning, which I think might have been a mistake, was I've got a bot. I've got the Stonksy bot, the high frequency one.
Yeah.
Going at the moment, and I saw that was about. Well, with my settings, it was about 5% in profit. And I wasn't totally convinced it was going to go down further, so I did actually close it. And it did come down a bit more since then, so I might have missed out on a little bit there. But I'm going to be a bit annoyed if it dumps down to like 60.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a big drop, wouldn't it? We got Reggie Man. How we doing? We got Dunder Thunder, Steve-O. Reggie Man saying, hope OM breaks back out some point today. Gold Sniper, how we doing, my good friend? John Brown, we got Reggie Man saying Dave's gay. I'm not gay. Gongsy, afternoon, Gongsy. You bunch of prats. Justin, how we doing, my good friend? No, I'm not in the closet. Definitely not. And Wizzo, how we doing? Yes. So I suppose without further ado, we'll make. I suppose everyone's teased, aren't they? Teased. So big announcement that Safe with Crypto is now my permanent co-host on the Stonksy live stream. He has joined the Stonksy team on a permanent basis, and will be joining me on my streams every single day. Also, putting out more content on the Stonksy YouTube. You'll see him more in the Discord and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously, you got anything you want to comment on that front, mate?
Right. So has everyone left the stream now?
Yeah. Numbers are dropping.
That's it. Anyway, so but you, the audience, can help with this because I'm going to do a stream on Saturday because Dave can't do Saturdays because he goes off to his special club, and
yeah,
and so I'm going to do Saturdays as well. So two things really. I can't promise I'll do it at the same time every week, and I can't even promise I'll do every Saturday, but I'll do something on Saturday. So what time would be good for you guys? Obviously, there's no market open on the Saturday, so I think personally for me, it would either be like morning UK time or the similar to Dave's spot on the Sunday would be good. Either of those would be probably better for me. So there's that, and also generally, you know, if you want me to do stuff like do any particular aspects about Stonksy or about anything really, then just let me know, and then I can do that. Because obviously, you know, if I make my content a little bit different to Dave's, that'd be good. Variety is always the spice of life and all that. So yeah, so please do give any suggestions you like, and yeah, and we'll hopefully it'll all be great. Anyway, I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I'm really I'm really pleased actually.
Yeah, so yeah, everyone will be seeing a lot more Savory Crypto on the channel, and yeah, he will be taking a live stream on Saturdays when he can, if he's not doing anything. Obviously, I do Sunday evenings, but yeah, whenever you're able to, or if you're gonna fit it in around it, whatever. He will be taking a solo live stream on Saturdays, so yeah, do make sure you show up, support if you're not doing anything and you're around. I'm sure he'll be smashing it. But yeah, obviously superb on our front. You've been how long is it now that you've been making videos? It's a good while, isn't it, that you've made videos for Stonksy?
Oh, for Stonksy, yeah. I mean,
and coming on the live stream, it must have been relatively close to the start-ish, mustn't it? That we released it.
I started doing, yeah, because I got Stonksy in September. I think that's when it got launched, wasn't it, to the public? Was it September?
Yeah.
So I think I started using Stonksy then. So but then I was on holiday somewhere. Where did I go? Oh, I went to I went to Tenerife, didn't I, in October? And then that was the bit when I had the meeting with you and Big Jordan, not TMG, and after that, that's when you said, "Can you make content for you?" So I think it was that was half term, school half term when it. So I think it was the start of November. So yeah, November, December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, getting on for 5 or 6 months. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, smashing. Yeah, it's been a good ride so far, and yeah, long may it continue.
That said, I've done absolutely bugger all this year. I think I've done one video for you. I thought I'd better pull my finger out yesterday, and I did make. so like, rather than be freeloading all this time and getting my discount for Stonksy and all that, I thought I better do something. So what I did, I made a video for the Stonksy channel about the Stonksy bot, and I think that's getting uploaded tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, I think tomorrow, because I uploaded one yesterday. So just to space it out a little bit, I think so probably tomorrow's a good day for it.
Yeah, you can't have too much fun all at once, can you?
Well, that's it. We've got to keep the content. Ready to go, haven't we?
yeah. But having said that, I basically did that because I got a bit confused with the weeks actually, because I thought I set that bot up 3 weeks ago, but I didn't. I set it up on April 2nd because it was like the worst day I could have chosen. Really, it was the day that Trump did his announcement about the tariffs.
Yeah, because you did it on stream, didn't you?
I did, yeah, and that was I did that right from scratch, because I didn't really, I'd never even done copy trading on BLOFIN, so I was completely unfamiliar with everything. So I thought that'd be good. So that was April 2nd. Actually, what happened? Well, I'll show you in a bit. But what happened? Obviously, when Trump was speaking, the price went way up, and the bot was looking really good, and then it came back down, and the bot closed in a loss. So it wasn't a good start. So last week when I mentioned about the bot, it was kind of at break even. In fact, it might have even been down a little bit. And this week it's up, and it's showing a profit which is consistent with what it says on BLOFIN. I think BLOFIN says 9.8% in the last 7 days, and mine made 9.6. So so it's all good. But we can talk about that in a bit, because I've made a little Google document that I can show you as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, that video will be going out on the Stonksy channel tomorrow. But yeah, it'd be great to cover it on stream today. We got, I said this guy's name wrong last time. It's Chopsy. Yeah, because I think I was calling him Choopsy. Chopsy, how we doing? Great to see you in the chat. Azinwa says, what time is Powell's speech today? So it's 5:30 UTC time. So wherever you are in the world, 5:30 UTC to your local time. For everyone in the UK, that is 5:30. So we'll see.
What's he on about today?
He's speaking at some economic forum. Hang on. The Economic Club of Chicago, whatever that is. He's addressing the current challenges of monetary policy in an environment of economic uncertainty. So I think basically he's going to come out and say, and pretty much just, it's going to be the same speech, I think, reworded from what he usually gives. I would imagine people are going to ask him, are you going to lower interest rates because Trump's asked you? And he's going to say no. And they're going to say, are you going to lower interest rates because the market was crashing? And he's probably going to say nope. So we'll see what he has to say anyway. But yeah, do expect some volatility today, I imagine.
Yeah, and he'll say everything else is well anchored.
Yeah, well anchored. We're well anchored down to the interest rates, is what he'll say. Everything's well anchored.
I know, he loves being well anchored. That guy.
He does. He loves being sorry, what? Well anchored. Reggie Man says Powell's also coming out of the closet. Also, Dave, is he? I think if he's in any closet, he'll probably be tied up and chained up in Trump's closet until he agrees to lower interest rates. I think that's probably the only closet that Powell's going in, is a torture closet maybe. But yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. We'll see what he's got to say today. But in terms of the market, we do have some data coming out in 12 minutes. We've got retail sales. So we'll see if that has any effect on the market at all. I don't think this one usually has any much of an effect, but we'll soon see. But apart from that, what have you been doing, mate? Have you been taking any trades over the past week since you was last on stream, or?
Yeah, I have. I was doing all right actually until yesterday, and like you and Justin, I was feeling quite bullish at New York Open yesterday, and I was in a long position, and I'd set a stop loss, but I'd set it quite generous. You know, it was like allowing quite a bit of wiggle room, and then I went out, and it came down and hit my stop loss, and I had quite a big loss actually. So I'm licking my wounds slightly from that. But to be fair, it was only the profit I'd made over the previous 4 days. So it's not too bad. It's not like I'm back to square one. So I'm looking to make some money. Preferably today. So I'm looking at. So anyway, yeah. So I've been doing just trading Bitcoin really. I've been looking into TradFi stuff as well, and but I've only been like buying and selling stuff. It was going okay, but I bought some Apple stock the other day, and that's done pretty bad. So that's a bit rubbish. So I'm bag holding some Apple at the moment, and I think I'm bag holding a bit of Nvidia as well. And they had some crappy news today, didn't they? Like Trump says, don't sell your chips to the Chinese or something.
Yeah. Let's see what's happening pre-market on Nvidia. So we are all the way down at 104.
Yeah.
Pre-market. So we are. I was actually thinking. So we're down 6.5% pre-market. So that takes Nvidia down to how close? So not massively close down towards its low, but it does definitely retrace some of obviously the recovery that it's had.
Yeah, so I am sort of considering doubling my position there if it goes down any more, but I don't know. I don't feel so bad doing that with like traditional stocks, because one day they'll come back.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was Mantra, you wouldn't know.
Let's go and see how that's doing, actually.
Yeah, sure.
78 cents. They did actually release something about this. So for anyone that was interested in this, they
It's
did.
some sort of buyback and burn thing or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was. Let's go and see. It's like they're gonna burn. I don't think it's actually like a proper. Oh, here we go. Hang on. So it seems like there's been some clarification here. Hang on. So where is it that he's actually said it? Now this was Thingio. So the teams token allocation are actually vesting, only starting in 2027, which is 30 months from mainnet launch. So he's planning to burn all of his team tokens and then turn it around so the community investors can decide if I have earned it back. And then there was something. So Cointelegraph put a tweet out, and then he says, to be 100% clear, I am stating that I am burning my team tokens, and we will create a comprehensive burn program for other parts of the OM's supply. So yeah, it looks like he was on. It made it to CoffeeZilla as well. He loves being all over crypto him now, doesn't he? He loves it. Yeah, whenever there's now like a big crypto headline and stuff like that, he's always on a video now, isn't he? Making a video about it.
What, the CoffeeZilla guy? Yeah.
Yeah, loves it.
I don't ever want to be on his show.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a bit. I don't know.
Well, apparently the team did not sell a single OM. The team also did not get liquidated. But I mean, in terms of yesterday's pump, it's held up quite well. It's held up pretty well, and if we go off anything of OM, how it used to move, we'll have to see what happens next. But yeah, I mean, I've obviously got alerts on here for if it comes back down, I'd be interested in opening another position, but we'll see. Maybe it just starts to. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I've not seen any sort of breakdown of a plan, but we'll see. Maybe it's one to keep an eye on. What's Bitcoin doing? Oh, it's looking like it's definitely getting a little bit of a push up.
I did actually go into a long about half an hour ago because Stonksy had gone green on the 5 minute, and I don't know, 5 minutes seems quite good fun these days.
Yeah, well, it's had that double confirmation again. Let me load it back up.
Why can't I see that?
It's had the bullish arrow. It depends what settings you've got on. But I tell everyone to have sensitivity on 8 and confirmation on 1 on the bullish bearish arrows, and then on the 5 minute, this background color change plus the arrow confirmation soon after is insane. But yeah, we've got it in again here. So maybe we are going to pump back up today.
So I've got my sensitivity. Oh, this one says 5. What did you say? 8?
Yeah.
8. I'm sure I changed that the other day. Oh, no. No, that's sensitivity for alert is 8. Oh, sensitivity for arrow, 8. I'm sure I changed that the other day. So I've got sensitivity slider for alert, 8. And sensitivity 8. Is that the same issue?
Hang on. So I have bullish bearish arrows. Oh, so you're looking at the alternative time frame. Just look at the bullish bearish arrow settings. I've got sensitivity on 8, confirmation on 1.
Okay, right. I'm same as you now. So I'll say okay.
Yeah. Compared to the 5 minute and the background, it's absolutely insane. But yeah, I mean, this maybe thinks, we are gonna. I mean, we've already started pumping back up, obviously, from where it came in. So I didn't get long. I was. What, mate?
Sorry, is that the BLOFIN chart or is that the index?
This is the OKX one actually that I'm looking at.
What are you doing there?
I have loads of them loaded up here. I've got OKX, I've got Bybit, I've got Binance, I've got the index, got them all. I have, how many have I got there? 5 different on this watch list here. five different Bitcoin charts. But I mean, it's not looking too bad. If we go to the hourly, I mean, it's came into here where we've seen obviously low time frame demand come in. So I think if we turn off Stonksy just for a second, you can see pretty much clear as day there. You know, I've obviously got demand down here. This is what I was wanting for. I just wanted like a sweep. I just wanted it to come down and just kind of sweep into here. Maybe even come deep into here a bit, into like the 82s. And then I was looking to get long, but obviously didn't happen. But we've obviously got points of resistance up here, haven't we? So probably better if we use a little box for that as well. Let's use a little boxy there. So little low time frame trading range that we've got here. If we obviously break above here, I'd expect a run into here, running into 87s, hopefully come in and take out these highs in 88s is what I'd be looking for. I've also gone back to a white background, me personally. I just think it looks so much more clean and clear, and I can just read it a lot better as well. What color background do you have? Do you have dark or white?
Black.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I just find it so clear when you got a white background. I think it just looks like, I don't know, it just lets me read the chart more clearly for some reason. Maybe I've got some sort of disorder.
Yeah, you probably got positive whiteness or disorder. Anyway, I don't know. I just like the black because I quite like the color of, like, you know, the candles against the black background. But you've got funny sort of colored candles anyway, haven't you? What you got? Oh yeah, is that like cyan or something?
Yeah, I think it looks really nice.
It does look quite nice actually. Yeah.
It looks really nice.
I don't really like red candles because they always look a bit depressing.
No, I don't. I really like the black and blue.
Oh.
I do like the black and blue. Scottish says apparently it was a really good interview with CoffeeZilla and JP Mullen, worth a watch.
Okay.
So yeah, I think maybe I'll go and watch that. Wiz says sold out of my Netflix position before close yesterday for a nice profit. Very nice. Scotty says I got wrecked on Mantra, Luna, and Saitama. Never heard of the last one. Not had much luck. Wiz doesn't think that we'll see it pump like we used to, because apparently the pumps came from selling OTC lot tokens and then market buying. Well, I suppose that paired with, obviously, I think a lot of the supply was closely held, wasn't it? So there wasn't too much supply on the market to be offloaded. And James says he's changed to being bullish for the first time in months. Therefore, I've entered longs.
Well,
James,
are we aware that Stonksy just went green on the 1 hour?
Well, I did see that. Yeah, when I was looking at it, I did see that. We popped that on.
So that happened.
Well, yeah. We need this candle to close here, don't we? We need it to close green to cement that in.
Yeah.
There we go. Actually, I've still got some lines I need to make. Red, black here from changing it over. Yo, crypto bro, how we doing? Yonksy, great to see you. Not seen you in the chat for a while. Justin says you followed my lead with the white background. Yeah, it's a lot better, isn't it? It's so much better. I don't know what it is about it. I just feel like you can just read the chart so much easier when the background is white compared to having a dark color. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, or maybe there's something in it. I don't know. And Reggie Man says, out of interest, what is OM on Stonksy? Let me see. Red. Oh yeah, because I posted this out on the Twitter. It was actually went red a few hours before the crash. Which
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have a look on stream. Yeah. So now actually Stonksy has officially caught the Luna crash. It caught the FTT crash, obviously when FTX's token plummeted like a rock, and the OM crash. So it's got a good basket of trio there for catching all these.
Excellent.
But yeah, it did actually go red at around $6.30. So it's still red on the 1 hour. Anyway, so yeah, there we have it. We do have an hour, just over an hour. Sorry, just under an hour to go until US Open.
Okay.
But what are you? Oh, go on. Sorry, mate. Carry on.
No, I was going to say. So, what is the current state of this tariff thing? I'm a bit. It changes his mind every 5 seconds, doesn't it? But
yes. So I believe the US has now put 200% tariffs on China. Let me see. So the state of it is, hang on, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere that they put 200% tariffs on or something.
But does this still not include electronics or?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Because it's like oh, hang on a minute, because like we got all these computers with Chinese chips that are Americans.
Yeah, well,
so we don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. So we just say that, and then, but then just to make sure we know they mean it, we'll put it up to 200% for everything else.
Yeah.
What's that? I mean, the 200% is that like all the crap from Temu or?
Yeah, I think it will be, won't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure that they'd put 200 odd percent. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, 245% tariff imposed on China. Which is, but I think stuff like, smartphones and a couple other tech bits are for now, at the moment anyway, exempt from the tariffs. But then apparently China's, it's all just one big ploy in it. But in other news, the US and Japan are negotiating a new trade deal today. And if you missed it, BNB completed its 31st quarterly token burn. Nearly $1 billion in BNB burns, which is interesting.
Does that mean it's done something?
No, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if the price has done anything. Not really. No, price hasn't done anything. But there must be a significant amount of the supply that's been burnt by Binance now on BNB. But yeah, that is pretty much it, I think, for today. I don't think we've had much more exciting news. I don't know.
So that retail sales that we just totally missed was it was forecast 1.3 and it was actually 1.4. So whatever that means. But
yeah, we've not really seen much impact on the chart, have we? So pretty negligible piece of data by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Justin says Trump talking to Japan regarding tariffs today. Yeah. Also open to discuss with China. 14 days until 100 days in office. Yeah, they're probably. You would imagine that they'll strike a deal, won't they? You'd imagine that they'll strike a deal sooner rather than later, but we'll see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
But they're slowly ticking them off, aren't they? The US one by one. If they get a deal done with Japan today, I think was it yesterday? I think that they announced that they've opened talks with the EU over a new trade deal. Crypto Bro says once the tariff is at 100%, isn't any higher percentage kind of useless? No, because it goes against the value of the good, doesn't it? So pretty much if you got 200% tariffs, then the tax is like 200% more than the item's value.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is by the time you've got that much
tariff, it's completely. There's no point in selling, is there? There'd be no point in even exporting goods.
Yeah, you may as well block the entire country off your WhatsApp list, you know.
Trump applied a 78% tariff. Yeah, I seen this. There was some really random island, wasn't there? You know when he had his board and stuff like that, or
All right.
I don't know if it was on the board or if it was just in the list on like the White House website or whatever. But there was this really obscure island that obviously most people have probably never heard of because the population's so low.
Well, like Anglesey.
You what? Yeah, like just some random island, and it slapped a 78% tariff on it. Like, what did that island do to the US to deserve that? Like,
right, we're having nothing from Anglesey, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least if it was Jersey, you get some nice milk from there.
That's right, yeah.
Right, I don't know.
All right. Well, that's the Isle of Wight buggered.
Yeah. Wiz says the Nvidia and chip stock drop today is due to Nvidia saying the tariff/trade war will mean they are writing down 5.5 billion this quarter. They had to do them at all as people would find loopholes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because then you probably just get like them setting up a headquarters on this really random island, and then just going, right, we're just going to export from here instead, and just finding like a way around it. But it is hilarious. It's very funny. I'd be interested. I mean, it's interesting to see what's going to happen on Bitcoin today.
Well,
what's your gut feeling, mate? What you feeling in your bones?
In your bones. Well, that green background on the 1 hour is flashing on and off. So it's a bit of a coin flip at the moment, isn't it? Let's have a look. I'm still feeling bullish actually, but yeah, I don't know. What was you thinking for going up yesterday? Why were you thinking that? I can't remember.
Because I wanted a push, so I can see it better on here. I want a push to take out this liquidity up here. So if you just take Stonksy off for a second. So I want a push to take out liquidity above here. Obviously, this was the high that was created on the day that Trump announced his tariffs.
Right.
That push up. It was actually the day that you sorted the bot out. Remember?
Second.
Yeah. And then obviously we've got the original high from back in late March. So I personally want to get a short set up here.
Okay.
So wherever price comes into,
got to get there first.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, you go back and then you look at it and you go, all right, okay, we kind of failed that high, took out obviously last week's high. Once we close back below there, in hindsight, that looks like a great short because obviously price was kind of trapped within a low time frame range anyway. But at the time, I wasn't looking at it like that. I kind of was just blurred by my vision of I'm going to get a short at 89k here and it's going to be absolutely great. So, yeah, I still think that we're going to go up here because even if we was going to drop down, so I think even if we was going to go back down here and we are just literally, nothing more than just trading in a range, I think it still makes more sense to come up here, take out this liquidity to the upside, trap people. Obviously, people will get really bullish and excited and stuff like that in this region. And then just trap the longs and then break it down and then slam it back down. Yeah. We could obviously always go down from here, but in my mind, if we are trading within this kind of range here, and this is a range now until proven otherwise, it would make sense to take out the top side liquidity and then trap people. Obviously, people would be getting uber bullish and stuff like that, and then just obviously drop it back down and just keep it capped within this range. Whether that happens or not is a different story, but that's what I would like to see happen. But yeah.
Yeah. The only thing is, looking at that chart you just had there, if you just go back a little bit so I can see the 7th of April. I mean, the whole thing, it's like, I mean, that's the most beautiful double bottom ever. Mm-hmm. And it's a inverse head and shoulders pretty much as well, isn't it? So it's like are we really going to get it on a plate like that? It just seems a bit too too obvious.
And I think another thing to note as well is that we still haven't added to the downside. We've still not had any sweep of these lows. Obviously, you can see when we come back to the downside, we didn't quite sweep it down here. So there will be lots and lots of liquidity down here. So I think if we do come down here again, I imagine that we'd get some sort of nasty. Oh, that was a big drawing. Oh, it's because I got the thing on. I'd imagine that we'd get some, maybe a little bit of a nasty wick down and then reclaim and then obviously cap it within the range again if that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
So
we'll see. But that was my reasoning for yesterday. I was kind of just, I was blinded by my desire to short up here.
yeah, I still think it's that's probably on the cards. I'm just not quite sure if it's going to be just yet. Actually, I'm not sure if there's going to be. Oh, I don't know. You should probably do your poll, shouldn't you?
Yeah, let's get the poll up. And for those of you that missed it, Safer Crypto is now the official co-host of this stream. He has come on board the Stonksy team, and will be on stream with me every single day. All right, let's get that on. And yeah, you'll obviously be seeing a lot more of him. He's going to be doing his own streams on Saturdays, when he can. And then obviously, you'll probably see more of him in the Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to plug yourself wherever you want, mate.
Okay. Well,
if you ever want to mention it throughout the stream, because we'll have people hopping in that weren't on at the start and stuff, won't we?
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, let's go back and have a look. So currently it looks like this hourly is going to still close within the red. We're not getting that color change now after that little drop that we had. Yeah. Let's have a look through. There's nothing much through this list. I tell you what I was looking at before actually was this. What? So I sent this to Wiz and Justin and a few others this morning. So this thing called Ergo. Don't know what it is. Don't know what's happened. But it's pumped massively, and it got listed on Binance Futures this morning. And we were saying kind of lining up nicely for a short. And then the funding was crazy on it, so I wanted a bit of a pop higher. And then it did pop a bit higher, and I didn't get into a short. But obviously now it looks like it's taking full rug effect. So another classic of just being walked up and then completely just rugged after listening on Binance.
So that was already on MEXC, yeah?
This was on MEXC, yeah. So as you can see, Stonksy caught the whole run up, which was very, very nice.
Yeah.
But again, I don't... What, mate?
I only realised the other week when like Wiz was saying, if something lists on an exchange, look at shorting it. And then it never occurred to me that MEXC list everything anyway, don't they?
Yeah.
It's proper shitcoin exchange, So when something does list on something like Binance, it's worth checking if it's already on MEXC, and then look at shorting it there, isn't it? So
yeah, because it's not on BLOFIN, so I was looking to short it, and the annoying thing is that I didn't short it because I had to go to the post office this morning, and that's when this kind of blow off top came. And I didn't short it beforehand because I was waiting for it to get a kind of a blow off like this because the funding on it was crazy. And I can't use the MEXC app on my phone because it needs an update. And then when I go on the update, it says you're not allowed to use it. So kind of just can't use it on my phone ever now. So I was kind of stuck because obviously I needed to be at my computer to short it. And I wasn't at my computer. And then kind of got this.
What is it you can't use on your phone?
The MEXC app.
Oh, okay.
Because this isn't on BLOFIN, so I was looking for a place where it's on, and obviously it's on MEXC, so I thought, well, that'll do. But when we got this kind of blow off here, I wasn't at my computer. I had to run to the post office, and then obviously it was too late by the time I actually got back to my computer. So unfortunate, because that would have been some really nice gain.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin says I know about it. I can tell you about it. Oh yeah, okay. That'll be interesting to hear. I would love to know exactly what was going on with it and why it was pumped so much. But yeah, really annoyed that I didn't get into a position. I was thinking I'll just go in, similar to what I did with OM. I was thinking I'll just go in with some money I'm happy to lose, go in on a 2x short,
Right.
and just kind of obviously just ride it if it blows and pops down. But I just wanted one last squeeze up on it, and obviously by the time I got back, it was too late. So very annoying because yeah, I think the bubble's probably popped on this thing now by the looks of it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll keep it on the list anyway and have a look. Anything else? I don't think there's anything really. No, you got SLF up 4%, Cow up nearly 5%. Cow's been performing really well recently. But apart from that, there's nothing on the list. So if there is a little bit of an outlier of performance and stuff like that we're not checked out yet, do drop it into the chat if you want us to check it out, and we'll have a look. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could go over. I suppose we'll check the liquidity heat map as well. Let's have a little flick through. Is there anything XRP? I'm a bit annoyed I didn't get into a short on that as well. I'm often annoyed with myself if you can't tell. I'm pretty often annoyed with myself.
I think it's normal, actually.
Yeah. Pi, that was another one. That was a shocking performance by myself. I'm trying just looking through CoinMarketCap just to see if there's anything looking a bit tasty that we don't obviously have on the watch list, the live stream watch list, but there's nothing really flicking through. Got a few things down 8% again. ENA is a bit of an interesting one, actually. Let's look at that because someone asked me to look at that a few weeks ago, or maybe it wasn't a few weeks ago, might not have been that long ago, and I kind of drew out a decent looking plan for that. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Here it is, ENA. Let's see if my plan's still on here. Maybe it's not. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, here we go. Oh, so we're kind of coming into it now. We're kind of maybe just making our way in there, aren't we? So this is actually one I'm interested in taking, I think. When and if it comes down here. Let's see if I've got any alerts left to set. I'd maybe want to pull that a bit more down into there, maybe. But let's get some alerts on, just in case. Because I think they've got a decent amount of money behind them, the people that have this. But I'd be interested in kind of looking at this. I mean, that looks quite questionable, doesn't it, in terms of a pattern there, mate, if that was to come in.
Yeah.
That looks very questionable, actually, especially if we zoom out a little bit. It looks quite questionable pattern, especially if we turn Stonksy off.
Child.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested in something like this if we get it. I suppose time will tell. I've got some alerts set on it there anyway. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm interested nonetheless.
What is it?
ENA, Athena. So they have. I don't know what the actual token does in itself, but they have. I think that the stable coin's decentralized. It's USDE is a stable coin. It should be up here somewhere. Where is it? No, it won't be this high. Hang on. Yeah, Athena USD. So they have this stable coin, which is a pretty large stable coin, to be fair. 5 billion market cap, so definitely one of the largest. But I think is it decentralized? I don't know, but I don't know exactly what the token itself does. Maybe we could have a look. Where's it gone? I've lost it. God damn it. Where is it? Here it is. Let's head over to the website. Athena.fi. So you can get 5% APY on it. So don't tell me, is that it? Transparency, no. I don't know. If anyone's got a little very brief outline of launch app. Let's see what the app is. Swap. Bridge. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Is it just stable coins? Is that it? I don't know. Anyway, it does something. But yeah, I mean, in terms of the chart itself, I'd be interested if it came and put in like a nice kind of double bottom pattern-ish here. But apart from that, not really interesting too much. It looks like we're getting a little drop down on Bitcoin, are we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe my plan is all not lost yet. Maybe we are gonna get a little plunge into the 82s.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Scott says gold new all-time high again on fire. Gold just keeps squeezing higher and higher, doesn't it?
Yeah. So what happens when that tops out?
Well, I think that's one of Justin's plans that he's talked about in the long term for potentially capital rotating out of gold, into Bitcoin.
Right. Would that
Justin,
really happen?
what's that, mate?
Would that really happen?
I don't know. Well, I suppose I don't know. I suppose well, you've got to imagine that people start taking some serious profit on it soon. It's not just going to go up only forever, is it? Sure. I mean, imagine if it just goes straight to $4.
$4?
$4. Imagine that. That'd be nice. be able to live in a gold house then.
I know. I was just
So regarding that ergo, Justin says it. So it was previously on Binance and got delisted in March. Pumped 7x on Dex's, relisted today. Okay, well I mean that is pretty interesting, isn't it? Because we've theorized that maybe that is what might happen with the others that have been delisted as well. ICT says, imagine seeing a car on 2nd of April and going to buy it on the 3rd. Just like my long. Very nice.
Yeah. My daughter who passed a driving test back in February, she bought a car on Saturday, and yeah, she's well happy.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was irrelevant, wasn't it?
No, I mean that's good. It's good. But what car did she get?
Oh, she got a Renault Capture.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, it's all right actually. It's like $3,000. It was cool.
Yeah.
The only thing is, she was a bit wary about driving it back to university herself, so I kind of I said I'd go a bit of the way, and then I get the train back. I ended up in the middle of like South Wales on Sunday, which is I sent you a message, didn't I, on the live stream from Cardiff station?
Yeah.
Like all the trains were cancelled, and God, I got a bit bored really. Luckily, they had a piano in the foyer of the station, so I had a little play of the piano for a while. That was quite good fun. Yeah. So that's what I was doing on Sunday. Cool. Anyway, enough of that.
So interesting, actually, on gold. If we're looking at it, this run up that it had in the early 2000s, obviously in towards 2011 when it peaked out, is kind of resemblance of this, isn't it? That we're getting now. So if you look at it, obviously we had, the start of the run up, and then we had obviously this consolidation here.
Right.
That kind of looks a bit like this. So we obviously had run up, consolidation, and then obviously final just complete unholy leg and then blow off top. So that kind of looks very similar to obviously what's happened here-ish. Oh, I've got a box there somehow. So, I mean, question is, at what point does it top out? And then do we see something like this maybe drift back in towards, obviously this came down and kind of eventually SR tested the top of this consolidation, didn't it? So maybe at some point, if we're going to say if it goes to, I don't know, say we just get one last, I mean, this kind of looks like it's coiling up for a blow off top, doesn't it? Like, look at the state of it.
It's gone a bit
insane, isn't it? Like for an asset, so, like for as large as it is as well. It's going up like an altcoin. But this kind of extension now looks like this. So I don't know. I mean, even if it does squeeze higher, then squeeze higher, and then obviously some form of sideways, and then obviously eventually then does it kind of drop back down, and then in how many years time eventually come back and test this $2,000 level like we got down here. Hang on, I think, what am I doing here? What's going on? What have I done? Hang on. What is going on? I think. Oh right, I've selected that. I've not selected the line. Hang on. There. So obviously, kind of come down and retested that bit. Do we maybe get something like that? I don't know. I mean, it just depends on how high it goes, but it does very similar to obviously. We've got the start of the run up. It's funny because I've changed my background and now need to go on and change like every tool color.
Right.
Obviously, run up, consolidation, blow off top. We've got run up, consolidation. Why does that keep going? Yeah. Why does that keep going like that? Blow off top. I don't know. Kind of looks very similar, doesn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? It's sort of like a crypto, but in slow motion. Sort of what normally happens in like a month takes a year. So
yeah.
So
yeah. Like Justin's put in saying gold normally takes 3 to 4 years to distribute. Yeah, I mean, this took, how long did this take? This took ages, didn't it? To eventually come back to that SR test, it took about 5 years, by the looks of it. 4 or 5 years, something like that.
So I mean, to me, I mean, gold investors, like people who hold it, they're very different people to us, aren't they? I mean, I would have thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they've probably been stacking gold all their lives, So
I wonder what return you would have got. Say you took everything out of crypto in December, when obviously crypto topped out and Bitcoin topped out. Let's see. So we topped out. Where did we top out? It was around here, wasn't it? Like late November, early December. So say if you would have just sold everything there and put it in gold, you'd actually still be 25% up and avoided any sort of drawdown, which is pretty sad, isn't it? It's pretty sad. Should have just took everything out at the end of November, early December, and put it all in gold.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I am actually starting to think a little bit more like that these days, because I think now I can look at a chart and get an idea of what something might do. It doesn't always have to be crypto, does it? You can look at other stuff, even stuff like like I'm going to Spain in the summer, so I'm thinking like, I wonder when I should change some money into euros in my TransferWise account, and I'm kind of looking at the Euro GBP chart, thinking like, okay, that might be a good time to do it then, even just things like that, just using the kind of the experience of staring at charts for 23 hours a day, using that experience to sort of just think about everything like that, not just crypto, so
yeah. It'd be interesting though. I would love. I might take a screenshot of this, print it out, and put it somewhere, and come back to it in like 5 years' time or 6 years' time, and look to see if it's eventually played out. Because if gold does eventually drift down to here in a couple of years, $2,000, I think maybe potentially that was the buy previously.
Yeah.
The SR test.
Yeah, what you should do is put it in a time capsule and bury it in your garden.
Yeah.
This is what I think might happen.
And then when I'm not living in the same house, just gonna have a knock on and say, I used to live here, buried something in the garden, I need to dig it up. And they're gonna call the police thinking I'm digging up a dead body or something.
Well, yeah.
That would be absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. I remember when that happened in Brookside.
I don't. Justin says gold is running hot because the bond market is all over the shop. Safe haven, and it's the risk off asset. When risk is off, gold runs. Yonksy, the profit in gold is in gold production, not in the buy and hold. It's definitely been in the profit has definitely been in buy and hold as well over the past few years. That is undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty interesting. I think. I mean, I don't know. I find it fascinating stuff like this because you would have thought, obviously, previously when it topped out, it got just shy of $2,000. So obviously, a nice big juicy round millennial number. This time it got to 3,000, kind of hung around a little bit, but then just blew through it. So does it kind of just top out just anywhere, just randomly? Does it top out by an event trigger? Or does it just simply just run all the way to below 4K and then kind of just skip topping out at 3K and tops out just below 4K and then that is it? It'd be interesting to see what happens with it. But yeah, I do find it fascinating, stuff like this.
Yeah, maybe. I do believe gold likes the round numbers, like 4,000, 3,000, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think at 4,000, something will happen.
Yeah, probably if it gets there. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it gets there. Let's see what everyone's thinking moving into US Open anyway.
Yeah.
So 20 votes, evenly split so far. So if you haven't already, please do get your vote in. And we have 40 people watching and only 11 likes. So make sure you take a minute. I know, when was it? Was it on Friday, I think? I did, me and Wiz joked about doing a silent, what was it called now? What did I do? I can't remember the word for it. But pretty much, we got 40 people watching and 12 likes. So let's come and take a second to do the likes before we get this, moving on into anything else. Let's get above. Let's target 25 likes. 25 likes in the next couple of minutes. Well, do take your time to scroll down and drop a like, please.
Yeah, I just realised I didn't myself. Okay. So right, I've liked the stream.
Yeah, everyone get your likes in. Come on, guys.
And I'm going to vote for up. There you go. Yeah, sorry, I normally have the stream up on the other computer, but I had videos of Jennifer Lawrence instead.
Ah, very nice. Well, we should have been on your screen share, shouldn't we?
Yeah, she's so funny. She's great.
Justin says gold is better to day trade, and Youngster says gold 3K by the end of the year. Did you mean 4K, or do you mean it's going to top out and then retrace to 3K by the end of the year? Interested to see what you meant by that. Did you mean to say 4K, or did you mean it's going to top out at some point and then drop back down to 3K? But yeah, I tell you what, mate, we've got 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I think now might be the best time to do your discussion about the bot and stuff like that, if you want.
Okay, yeah. Hang on a sec. Let me get me.
Yeah, I think that would be a nice little interlude before obviously we get US Open. We've got a nice chunk of time now.
Just check I've got nothing incriminating.
4K. So Yongsy thinks 4K gold by the end of the year. Reggie Man's being the absolute goat, saying I put my like pre-stream. Thank you very much, mate. It's appreciated. And for those of you that are watching that aren't subbed, do make sure you please drop a subscribe. We are slowly getting our way towards 2,000 subscribers. And of course, if you're looking to trade anything today, do sign up to BLOFIN. Non-KYC. You can create an account with just an email in under a minute. First link in the description, and I've just popped it in the chat there as well for everyone. Right, you tell me when you're ready to swap over, mate, because I'm going to run to the toilet anyway while you start your presentation.
I think I'm ready, actually.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Well, you're live and direct. I'll be back in just a minute anyway.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to give this a few seconds just to make sure it appears on my other... Oh, there you go. Make sure it appears on my other monitor. Okay, so for anyone who wasn't watching 2 weeks ago, what I did, I set up the Stonksy high frequency bot on, well, I did it on the live stream along with Dave. And this was the day of the Trump announcement of the tariffs. And what I noticed, it was this one here. It went in The entry price, was 83,694. Now I think that went up to like quite high, 60. Was it 66 or something? I don't know. But it went up quite high, and I did notice when that was happening that this bot here was something like it was like 20% in profit or something like that, and I didn't think to close it because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know if it was going to close itself or if it was aware of the very quick volatility. I just didn't know. So what I did was I kind of just left it to do its own thing. And what actually happened was that night, so that would have been, where's the close time? Okay, so it opened, oh no, it was this one here, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Oh, okay, so it didn't actually close that night. It closed the following day on the 3rd of April here. It closed at 10:42 in the morning. So unfortunately, it opened at 83,694 and it closed at 83,188. So that actually lost $11, which was a bit annoying for my first trade. So that wasn't a brilliant start. I could have closed that manually, and I think in the future, if I see that kind of profit with the bot, that's what I'll do. I believe I'm not alone in thinking like that as well. I've noticed in the Stonksy Discord that's quite a few people also saying that if they see a good profit with the bot, they'll either close it completely or close a portion of it. So that's what I should have done then. Now with this bot, I started off with 250 USDT, and I haven't put any more into this bot since then. And what happened was the following day, I think that was the 5th of April. Yeah, 5th of April. It lost the next trade. So it lost $11. So I wasn't overly impressed, to be honest, actually. I was thinking, that's a bit rubbish. And then it got towards the weekend. That would have been the 5th, which I think was the Saturday, wasn't it? So the Saturday it actually made a little profit. Oh, by the way, I'd set this, I'll show you in a moment, but I'd set this to do the trades on 10x leverage. By default, it is 3x. Okay, so if these percentages are different to what you're seeing, then that's probably why. I personally think it should be okay on 10x, but just be prepared that some of the losses might look bigger than you want them to look. Anyway, so by the 6th, which I believe was a Sunday, it made another loss. So not massively impressed so far. And then what's happened since then, it's made these profits. Now, there are a few things to note here. One is this short that happened, that was on the 13th, which was, when was that? 16th today, so that would have been Sunday, wasn't it? That short there, I wasn't feeling it myself actually, and I decided to close that one manually. And you can see the ones are closed manually here because it says close. Okay, and the one yesterday, I think it was yesterday, 15th. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday it made another profit as well, which is great. It made $13. And then this morning I did actually close the short manually myself, partly because I wanted the results here to show everyone, and at the same time, I don't know, it looked to me like the downside was kind of over, so that's what I did. I closed it this morning. Now I could have got better than that if I'd have left it, because it did come down more, and to be honest, it might still come down more. So I don't know if that was a good idea or not. Long and short of it is, my 250 USDT is now 307. Now, that doesn't sound amazing, but if we look at this Google sheet I've made here, this is going from the 2nd of April until today. So this is what it's done. So you can see here that, it started off losing a bit. It was quite down by the middle of last week. Then now it's up overall. So I think this worked out that it made something like 19 point something % in the 2 weeks that I've been running it so far, which gives an average weekly percentage increase of, hang on, that was 9.6%. Okay. So how would this work out if we could consistently get 9.6%? Well, the thing is, if you're prepared to trade with a reasonable portion of your balance, and you're prepared to reinvest what you earn, this could work out pretty good. Now, just to show you what I'm doing, hang on a sec. Okay, right. So if I go to, right, so if I go to copy trading, and then I go to my copies, okay, so this is the settings for my bot here. So at the moment it's not running. I believe the bot is currently short, but obviously because I closed mine, it's not showing here. So what I've done in between trades, if I've been around, I've just put the cost per order onto whatever I've got. Okay, so you've got the choices here of like smart copy and traditional. I generally say if you don't know what you're doing, put it on smart copy. If you know what you're doing, put it on traditional. Now, by saying know what you're doing, I mean, if this went horribly wrong, then I have got more USDT that I could add to the bot to add margin to avoid any liquidation type problems, which could happen because I've got the leverage set on 10. But if you could come in here every time you've got a decent winning and then set this on full, well, set that to the amount you've got, the amount you could earn is actually quite crazy. Let me just go to hang on, let me just go to Chrome and get another tab up. I will show you that in a moment. You're back, Dave?
Yeah, mate. I'm intently listening in the background.
Okay. I mean, this I did talk about in the video I made. That's going to be out tomorrow. Let me just change the StreamYard thing. Right. And then StreamYard. Hang on a sec. Oh, it's a bit tricky when you swap between Safari and Chrome.
Yeah.
That's not right. Oh yeah, maybe it is.
You sorted?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So what we're saying is that you know, I started off with $250, right? 250 USDT. The interest, well, the profit I'm making, the weekly profit, I think on the bot information it says it's 9.8%. I'm getting 9.6, right? So if I'm getting 9.6% weekly, and say I went in and like manually compounded that every week, so that means just once a week, you know, you look at what you've earned and then just up the amount it's going to use. So you do that weekly. So you're compounding weekly, and then over 1 year, okay, that is 29 grand, which I find absolutely amazing. Now the thing is, if I was trading that manually, I would be very wary about, you know, trading large amounts, you know. But I was just thinking, if the bot's doing it, I'm going to be quite comfortable with that. I think, you know, when the amounts get larger. I'm not sure how large they'd be by then. And obviously, you know, if you were to start off with 2.5 grand, well, you don't need to calculate it, but you know what it'd be. That would be like $250,000 you can make out of 2.5 grand. So I have noticed people complaining a little bit about the small amount that the bot is making. But if it can consistently do something, it doesn't even have to be 9.6%. If it could do 5% a week or something like that, you can make masses of money with it. And I think that's incredible, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if you go on.
I was just gonna say that's what I try and tell people in the Discord, like, because I think there was one guy, and I think he'd had his settings on smart copy, and even though we've had, I think, the bot win a couple times since he's been following, obviously his returns aren't anywhere near as good as those users who have put it onto traditional settings, and then obviously, you know, maybe upped it to close to the max amount of margin and maybe up the leverage a little bit and stuff like that. So yeah, I think even while it's winning, you know, if you're on smart copy, you're not going to be seeing the rewards of, you know, using the traditional settings. I think the traditional settings are by far so much better, aren't they?
Yeah, let me just get back to that screen. Hang on. So, window.
I think I need to load it up for you. Hang on.
No, so I think you're all right. I think.
Yeah, there you go. Back? There you go, yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, you're back on now, mate.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I was just checking on the other computer. Check it. Okay, right. So, so yeah, just to reiterate that. So the smart copy, this is what we looked at when I'm setting it up. So copying the trader's margin mode, I think that's probably best to just leave that like that, isn't it? Now this BLOFIN account here, I'm only using it for the bot, so I don't really care if it uses cross or it uses isolated. I think it actually uses isolated, but it doesn't really matter because I've only got money I'm using for the bot in this account. The leverage can go up to 20. Now I know, because I trade Bitcoin so often, I know that 10x is reasonably safe. If there's some kind of black swan type event, I think the bot would probably close the trade without too much of a loss. But even so, if it didn't, I would be prepared to add some margin to it to prevent any problems, or I'd close it manually myself. So for me, I'm not saying everyone should do it, but for me, I'm comfortable having this on 10x. It is by default on 3x. Also on the smart copy, it only uses a percentage of your capital because it wants to keep the majority of it, I suppose, for extra margin if needed. So it's very, very safe by default in the smart copy settings. So it does mean that if, say, in this circumstance, if I had 250 USDT and I had it in smart copy, the position size initially would have been 3x times about 10% of that. So it would have only been about $75. So that isn't going to make you very much money on movements that are making, like, 9%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, we'd all like to be in a position where we had like tons of money, and your amount in there was like 10 grand, and then you wouldn't have to worry too much because you could afford to make smaller amounts. But I just wanted to make it clear, to people that it does earn at the moment. It earns well, but don't expect it to win every single trade, because I know for a fact some of these trades here, like that one there, the April 2nd one, I was trading manually with that as well, and I made a bigger loss than 6% trading manually, and the bot didn't. The bot didn't make a bigger loss than I did. And it's quite easy just to think in your head that, when you're looking at the bot results, you think, well, I can do better than that. You tend to you tend to forget about the losses you've made. You tend to think, well, I can make 50% in a trade. And, you kind of forget about the losses, don't you? So
Mm.
I think it's just seeing it like this. But you can see from my my little graph here, you know, sort of my little chart here, that it's making money.
Yeah.
It's not massive, but I think as I compound that stuff, I think it's going to be great. And also the bot's improving all the time, isn't it? I believe it's getting tweaked, and the Stonksy is getting tweaked. So I think it will only get better.
Yeah, absolutely. It's some superb trades of recent, and for everyone obviously wondering, we do obviously have two copy trades open there for two different bots, but the low frequency one will be getting changed over to a more high frequency one. So we'll have, I'm not exactly sure what Dean is going to call it, but we will have two, you know, quote unquote high frequency bots running whenever he changes the strategy over. So look forward to that. Obviously, yeah, that's the one on the right is the low frequency one, which doesn't take many trades. We're going to be swapping that over to a high frequency one, which I'm guessing is why everyone who wishes to follow the bot is following the high frequency one. So we'll probably see a bit more of a better split across that when that is swapped over to a different strategy.
Okay, so which one of these is similar to the original one? Do we know?
The left one, the high frequency one,
right.
that was the copy trade that was ran on the 1 hour at first, and then obviously got switched over to the high frequency strategy.
Okay.
So that was the one that originally that everyone went on to at first. It was just running off the 1 hour chart, and then obviously Dean swapped over the strategy.
Okay, and that's been like that. I think it was since about the start of April, wasn't it? Back then.
I can't remember exactly when he swapped it over to that. I know I think it was around the end of February when we first went over to the 1 hour.
Yeah.
And then obviously it ran like that for a few weeks, and then he swapped it over. So maybe like a few weeks. But it's been much better, obviously, since we swapped it over, the performance.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, because I've just put that on the 14-day ROI, and that's pretty similar to what I saw.
Yeah,
you know.
you can see the difference there in when we've swapped over to a proper strategy instead of just using it in the testing phase while everyone was onboarded.
Yeah, and that is actually consistent with what I'm seeing there, because that's saying 7-day ROI 2.29%. That's on 3x, isn't it? So I'm doing it on 10x. So that's why I'm seeing about a 9%, 9% increase. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I would say is, if you are comfortable, do think about maybe doing the traditional settings, maybe upping the leverage a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, do that. But I think what I'll probably do is, once I get to like higher levels and it's actually making decent money, you know, I will probably lower down the leverage, so you know, I can like go on holiday and forget about it. I think that would be really nice.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Going on holiday and then just forgetting about it for like 2 weeks and coming back and being like, oh, I wonder what my bot account is up to. Yeah.
Well, the other thing I thought was you know, you could actually, you know, say you got the amount up that you'd actually earn to, like, say 10 grand, right?
Yeah.
And you're still getting like 9% weekly. Weekly, and you're compounding it. I mean, you have to do that manually at the moment. So you're compounding that every week. Okay. So that makes an astonishing amount, like 883 grand, right? But let's say that you wanted to pay yourself, right? You want to just take a wage from it. So if you wanted to take, like, say, $1,000 a month, right? Then okay. So that means you've got $10,000 you started with, in a year's time it's going to be worth $1 million. You've earned $1 million of interest, and you've paid yourself $1,000 a month. I don't know. It's what I don't know is if there's any limits for how much you can trade with the bot. I suppose that's probably something we need to look into. But I guess it's probably fairly high, isn't it?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I mean, certainly not. I would guess it would be in the sort of like thousands at least, wouldn't it?
And I would imagine it goes to a pretty high figure of what you could have open.
Yeah, and of course,
for each position as well.
Yeah. Now at the moment, the way BLOFIN is, you can only copy one strategy at a time. So unfortunately, at the moment, if you want to do the high frequency bot and the low frequency bot, you'll need 2 accounts for it. I believe they are going to make it so that you can do sub accounts like that, which are on the way, I believe. So you might be able to do it with sub accounts in the future. But there's actually no reason right now why you couldn't set up multiple accounts and have like one for the high frequency bot, one for the low frequency bot, and then have 10 grand in each and be paying yourself $2 a month and getting $1 million each of interest. I don't know. All just sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it's just amazing how that little increment, if you could sort of, I know we can't guarantee it, but like if it was consistently something like 5 to 9% a week, the amount you can earn is incredible. Really incredible.
Yeah,
anyway,
absolutely. And I mean, I suppose that's a perfect time to say, if you do want to come and try this bot out, you can obviously come and try it for 20% off your first month. So that is the second link in the description to take you to the Stonksy website. The discount code is also attached to that next to it. It's bot20. And if you pop that into the discount box at checkout, you obviously get your first month of Stonksy with 20% off. So you could treat it as a trial if you want. It's a monthly rolling plan. So there's no contract or ties or anything like that. But you will obviously get everything as part of the package for that first month. So you will get access to the bots and stuff like that. So yeah, you can get it for 20% off today. The link is in the description alongside the discount code. So do check it out and obviously get whitelisted for the bots. You're back, mate.
Yeah, do you want to grab the screen and do your dingling bit?
Yeah, I'm on. We have a little time to go. I need to open up Stonksy settings on that. Ding a ding. Let's see. What have we got? Oh, got 10 seconds, so we're right in there now. Right primed in, ready for open. The bell is ready. There we go. We are open for US market. So we'll see what we get today. You're back again, mate.
Oh, okay. Right, sorry.
Yeah, you're back again. Don't worry. Prime Trading, thank you for your kind words, saying you love this channel. It's great to see you. If you are watching and you haven't dropped a like yet, please do drop a like. If you are new, do subscribe as well. It'd be great to welcome you back to the channel every single day. But we are getting a pump over on the S&P in the first minute. Okay. Bitcoin's come up a little bit as well. I need to change the darkness of the background color on this to match. There we go. That looks much better.
You're not regretting it, are you?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Much better.
Okay.
Let's see. Is that? Oh, that's a little bit too dark, I think. Hang on. Maybe there'll be a happy medium in here somewhere. Is that it? Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Yeah, we're dropping back down on Bitcoin now.
Well, no.
A little bit. maybe it's going to come into my my plan to get long. We'll see. We're not getting too much, really. I found that US Opens haven't really been that volatile anymore. Yesterday's was good in terms of volatility. Obviously, we pushed up above 86, didn't we, for about 5 minutes, and then dropped straight back down, and then just plunged all throughout the the next hours into overnight and stuff like that. So in terms of volatility, it was good if you shorted the Open yesterday.
Yeah.
But not getting anything too massive, and everything's kind of quieting down a little bit, hasn't it? I mean, if we go and Nvidia's getting absolutely smashed, down near 6% as we looked at in pre-market. The whole Mag 7 are in the red. I am potentially interested in knowing if we do get another like real big slam down, I'd maybe be interested in trading in going scooping some of them up. Well, one of them up. In terms of a spot holding and looking for maybe like a 10-20% and then selling off.
What are you fancying?
I don't know, something volatile like Nvidia or Tesla, I think. That's only if we come back down a little bit more. Like I'd want to see them maybe drop down another 10% or so again, close to the levels that they was at. And then I'd be interested in maybe scooping up. I mean, I was looking at it, and again, this is another thing I was annoyed at myself. I was like, when we had all that fear and stuff, I was mostly focusing on Bitcoin and stuff like that, but picking any of them up was such an easy play, weren't it? For 10, 20, some even probably 25%. Yeah. Especially on that day where they had that mega day when Trump actually paused the tariff thing for 90 days. I think a few of them were up 20+% that day.
Yeah, I did really good on that. PLTR, Palantir.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, I mean, literally just buying it and selling it. There's no leverage involved, but I made like 800 quid that day.
Yeah,
it was wicked.
But yeah, nothing too much to shout about in the first minutes. We've had a little drop on Bitcoin down towards 83,500, but bounced back up now. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna get a little drink of water.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what the relevance of that price it went down to was. 83,470. Don't know.
Let me know in the chat as well. Who's in what positions? Are you long on anything? Are you short on anything? Let me know. I know Stonksy has put in his short from 84k. Anyone else? Let us know in the chat. We've got 43 people watching as well, so great viewership on YouTube. Do make sure you destroy that like button. Let's go and have a look. So we've got 44 viewers and 23 likes. So anyone who's not dropped the like yet, please do take a second to go and drop a like. Get us towards them 30 likes. And do subscribe if you haven't already. But it'll be interesting to see how this session unfolds today. Obviously, if we look at yesterday, this was obviously where we opened yesterday. We got the pop up above 86 and then just sold off all throughout the day, obviously into the night time, and then settled down here. So that's what we saw yesterday. It'd be interesting to see what we get today.
What level of trading view have you got?
I don't actually know, to be honest. I don't know what plan I'm on.
Okay.
I think I'm on like I think it might be like the middle tier of the pro ones. It's not an expensive one. I think it's about £20 a month.
Right. Yeah, I'm on like the first paid one. I think it's called Essential, but
yeah,
I really fancy having three charts up at the same time. And I can't do that with my one, so I'm thinking about upgrading, because at the moment they've got the Easter deals, which are actually, I think it's about the same as the Black Friday deals actually. So
I'll be back in a second. Hang on, mate. Will you entertain chat for a sec? Someone's at the front door.
Of course, I can entertain. No, what I was going to say was, because with TradingView, what I've always said to people is, the best thing to do is to buy it annually at Black Friday, because you get like, you know, discounts of up to like 70 or 80% off TradingView, and yeah, that's just the best time to buy it. But I've noticed at the moment their Easter deals, which are on for like another 4 or 5 days, they are actually, I think they're pretty similar to the Black Friday deal, so that's quite a good opportunity, because I am thinking about upgrading mine from the Essential to whatever the next one is. I think it's called like Premium or something. But yeah, just wondered if Dave had a TradingView link to shill. If not, savethecrypto.org/TV, and that gets you, I think it's $15 off a annual plan. I think I get $15 as well. But Dave might have his own link to shill that might get you a better deal. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the settings. Yeah, sorry about that. Right at the open, I closed down the tab that was running StreamYard, which is what we use to do the live stream, and consequently, my mic went off, and yeah, everything. So Prime Trading said, you guys are long or short BTC? Okay, I am personally long. I'm long from pretty much the price we're at right now, actually. I was considering changing my mind, maybe going short, but I'm currently in a long. I do think the price might go up, so that's what I am at the moment. Saver Crypto, man of your stature should be on the highest tier on TV. Well, yeah, maybe, but like I don't really need the highest one. I'm not interested in like the 1 second chart. I don't need to run 8 screens because I've only got one. Well, I want 2 screens, but I don't need to run multiple screens. And the only reason I want the extra tier is because I want to have 3 charts on the screen at once. And I'd also like the one that has the alerts that don't expire. So at the moment, when you set an alert, I think they run for like a month, and then you have to re-enable them. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's also the number of alerts as well, isn't it? Like you capped at a certain amount of alerts when. Obviously, on the highest tier, I don't know how many you get, but it's a lot more. You know, you can just set like, you know, you could set alerts on so many things, and yeah, especially if they don't expire. You know, you can just kind of go away, can't you? And then something, you know, will probably trigger one day, and then you look at it and go, "Oh yeah, triggered." You know, I set that alert for this, and then, you know, you might make yourself a nice chunk of change from doing that.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm using alerts more than ever now.
Yeah,
with Stonksy and some other things as well. I'll tell you what I want to get into. I want to get into like kind of like making my own bots with my own strategies. You know, like going from TradingView using the webhooks to you know, with an API and an exchange. I've done it before, like in the past. I used to use 3 commas, but they had a bit of a problem a few years ago, so I stopped using them.
Oh yeah, 3 commas. I think that was they had an exploit, didn't they, or something like that?
Did, yeah. I don't think it was like. Well, it basically, I don't know. Someone got hold of the API or something and was able to do something.
I think that was then. Was that when Coin Mambo lost like millions and millions on Binance? I don't know.
I'm not sure, but that's the only one like that I really know. So that's probably what I'd use. But yeah. But anyway, that's something I really want to get into, because I think that'd be really good fun to sort of yeah, because you could do it from Stonksy, couldn't you? You could do it from the alerts on Stonksy. You could say,
yeah,
you know, open it when, you know, the background's green on a certain time frame. But then you can do other things. You can have like logic in it. So you could say like, you know, do that when it's green, but like don't do it on Saturdays, or on Sundays close it when the background changes color, but on the 5-minute time frame. You could do all that sort of stuff. But yeah. I guess that's what SMFC is doing, something like that to control the bot on BLOFIN, isn't he? I guess.
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be a really interesting thing to sort of have a play with and do, and you know, maybe combine different indicators and just mess around and see if you can make a money machine.
Yeah. James says premium is only 2 pence more than plus 2, so worth going from essential to premium for sure. Okay. Bash says I've got the top package. Will we get a drop back after 84.5k? What's the relevance of 84.5k? What does Stonksy show on 2 hour and 4 hour? We'll have a look in a second. While you was talking there, mate, I was just mapping out some levels of interest on XRP.
Oh,
I would love a push up to kind of this 245 level here. That would be where I think I would go really, really swing short on it, I think. We'll see if we get there. Let's go and have a look. What's the level? I don't know what the significance of 84.5k is. Personally, I see just that we're in a low time frame range between kind of 86k down to 83. So as you can see here, just been trading, haven't we? Just between the two levels since Saturday.
yeah.
So I don't know what the significance of 84.5k is, apart from maybe, actually, to be fair, it kind of maybe works out at the mid-range of this as well, a little bit. Kind of does actually come in there about the mid-range of this little low time frame range that we've had going. Apart from that, I don't know what the significance of 84.5k is. But I would say, you know, with us bouncing off this level of support that we've generated, I would maybe be targeting the highs if we're gonna, especially if we're gonna have a good day over in the stock market. I would be targeting potentially move back to 86k now, which would be nice for your long, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah, I'm just looking now. It's back in profit. It's not a brilliant entry though. I don't know. Maybe I should just close it and then start again. I don't know. I'm getting a bit like that now. You know, if my entry's not good, I'll just take a small profit and then look for a better entry. You know, I mean, because you know, ideally what you want is like that wick we just had. You know, ideally you'd have gone long at like 83.6, wouldn't you? You know.
Yeah.
And then you'd be nicely in profit now, wouldn't you? And then you wouldn't have anything to worry about. But I just feel a bit crap because I'm long from like, you know, 50 pence ago.
Yeah, but in a couple of hours' time, you know, if we're back up towards 85, 86, then you know, obviously that won't even be that bad of an entry. But I know what you mean. Got Judd saying expecting 89k for liquidations. That is my dream entry. That is my dream. For Bitcoin to squeeze back towards 89k is, oh yes, give it to me. Sean says, good afternoon, Dave, and poor man's Raoul Pal. I think you've got that name stuck by Sean now. He's the guy that said you sounded like Raoul Pal.
Who does?
You?
Me?
Don't remember? Yeah, don't remember last week?
Oh,
He said that you sound like Raoul Pal. Raoul Pal. I don't know. How do you say his name? Raoul Pal. I don't know. Jalapeno, good afternoon to you, my good friend. How are you doing? We've got great viewership on the stream today. Make sure you drop a like on the stream. Do subscribe as well if you haven't already and you're new. But yeah, you can also get Stonksy today for 20% off. Link is in the description alongside the 20% off discount code. Do go sign up. Get the indicator, get Discord access, and get whitelisted for the trading bots. But we've had a little bit, to be fair, it's not been that bad of an open, as it. We did push up a couple of $100, so I suppose we can't complain too much. But I'd like to see some big volatility kick in, wouldn't we?
Starting to look where he's from.
This thing is so annoying. I can't believe I didn't short this. That would have been great. It's probably best for me to not look at that anymore because it'll really annoy myself. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin from here on out. Let's see what the S&P is doing. A little push up and then dropping back down. Yeah, nothing too major.
Just trying to work out where he's from, Raoul Powell.
I don't know. He used to work for Goldman Sachs. Yeah, he worked for Goldman Sachs for a while. He got into Bitcoin mega early. I think he got into Bitcoin in like 2013 or something. Older days of being able to get into it there, imagine.
Yeah, you don't get everything right though. I mean, I watched the thing with him a little while ago.
Oh
And
no, yeah.
he was saying he was like 90% in Solana or something, you know?
Yeah, well, close to the 2021 top in November, he was giga long ETH, and then obviously it mega crashed alongside everything else.
Mhm.
So I don't know whether he's just like kind of long term vision or what, but thing is, not when you try and give your view on so much stuff like that as well, you are going to get obviously caught out on a few things, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I always say, if you're willing to come on the internet and give your viewpoint to, in his case, thousands of people, if not hundreds of thousands of people,
Yeah.
then, people will obviously, try and pick holes at you or laugh at you or what. But there's nothing easy about coming on the internet and giving your viewpoint and stuff, is there? And, putting your balls on the line sometimes.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy about that. It's not. It's definitely not for the faint-hearted. But if you've got a big following like that as well,
yeah, can you believe he hasn't got a Wikipedia page?
I do not.
I'd have thought he would have. Anyway, yeah, I mean that guy, what's his name? Gary
He's
Simpson.
huge in real life. He's like 6'6" or something. He's massive.
Is he? Wow.
Yeah, because I've seen him at Zebu. He was at Zebu this year. Well, last year the Zebu just gone. And he was huge. He is a one tall guy. I don't know if he's 6'6", but he is. But he's massive. I don't know his actual height, but he's a pretty tall guy. Like,
yeah.
Let's go and have a look at ETH. We've not looked at ETH today. Where is ETH even at? Let's see. This is the annoying thing. I have to come on now and change all my lines. Let's see. Let's change them all to dark. Let's change this.
Oh, I don't know about that. That looks a bit icky.
What does?
Your black lines. It looks a bit weird.
No, well better.
You like it there?
Much better than a dark background with light colours. Yeah. I've probably just got something wrong with me, to be fair. Right, there we go. All outlined on ETH. Yeah, I mean, there's not really too much to say, is there? I don't think there's really too much to say on ETH until we get some further development. Apart from, we're still just seeing weakness. I think this is just looking like it's going to fall lower, isn't it? I think this is again, I'm going to have to change these lines, but this is my kind of do or die zone on ETH Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
So if we scale to the weekly chart, obviously this is where, if we scale left, this is obviously where price settled in 2019 and then obviously early 2020. So you can see like kind of.
So when was it at 0.01? Was that hundreds of years ago? I know, 20.
So this is, yeah, so that's kind of like I think that's my kind of key zone around here. And then obviously you can see if we fall from there, we don't really have anything until we kind of come into like this type of area here. So does that even line up with anything? I mean, it doesn't really even line up much, does it? I don't even know where we'd be looking from here onwards. You're going back to 2016. We'd have to be looking maybe in here, wouldn't we? But again, that's such a far drop. I don't even know. Maybe someone in the chat would give their opinion if we drop below it. This is why I think it's do or die line. I mean, obviously we've got some levels around here where the price held, where the thingo held up a bit. But in terms of anything relevant over the past couple of years, there's literally nothing. Just got this big void in here, haven't we? So I don't know. I think this is where it must hold up, which maybe means it's got a little bit further to drop and then potentially settle and then go time. I don't know. What do you think?
Ethereum. I don't know. I mean, I don't really understand why it is down so much, actually. I mean, I know. I don't know.
Prime trading, you can share whatever you're thinking on XRP if you want, mate. Yeah. But you're getting me confused with someone else. I'm not TMG. So prime trading. I'm not Jordan. I'm not TMG. I am Dave. Obviously, I work for Jordan. But yeah, you're getting me confused with TMG. Stonksy is his company. Obviously, he owns Stonksy. He obviously put the foundation in and stuff like that for building Stonksy. But yeah, I'm not him. My name's Dave. I host the streams. Obviously, I've Saved with Crypto on now as of today onwards as my permanent co-host. And then obviously, yeah, put the content together and all good stuff like that. But yeah, you're I'm not Jordan. Much to your disappointment. Yonksy says, "Take care, boys. Thank you very much for joining, mate."
Yeah, cheers.
But yeah, that's my. I think this is, this is a key zone in it for ETH Bitcoin. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to turn around at some point, but it's.
Or does it?
Well, I don't know.
Does it?
I don't know. I tell you, who is really bearish on it is Block Pro, the guy from Crypto Saving Expert.
You mean the legend?
Yeah, I mean, as far as he's concerned, it's dead.
Well, I mean, I actually think there's maybe a case for it going back to $1,000 before we get anything good on it.
Yeah.
So I actually think, and what would happen to cause this? We'd have to get Bitcoin to drop into the 60s for this to happen. But I actually do think now we're just kind of pretty much just back within this range. I do think there is a world where maybe we drop down towards $1,000 and then go back up. I don't know. I'm not pinning any sort of plan on that. Would I buy for $1,000? Definitely. I think I would. I know I would. But I don't know whether that'll happen or not. But just obviously looking at this range and stuff like that, there is obviously a world where if Bitcoin dropped 20% or something, we could see another easy 30% shaved off the ETH price quite comfortably. So I don't know about that. Don't know whether it would happen or not. But there's obviously a world where it could happen.
Yeah, Bitcoin's come down again now.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, we had the standard US Open fake out. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens from here on outwards then. I imagine the S&P's dumping, is it? Yeah, there you go. So the S&P's dumping down, dragging Bitcoin down with it. Now, if we look at the S&P, let's go to, say, the 1 hour chart. What have we got? Obviously, so this is where it's settled. Yeah. No, that's earlier today in futures hours. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's kind of rolling over a little bit, doesn't it? There's obviously bunches and bunches of liquidity below these wicks built up down here. So I don't know whether it'll go after that or not, but that would probably drive Bitcoin pretty hard to the downside.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what I don't know what we're gonna get, but do you know what the exciting thing about these streams is? I find it really interesting when Bitcoin is like looking a bit like on the side of it might go like pretty volatile one way. And then I always find it really interesting to just see it develop throughout the day and then obviously check it in the morning the next day compared to where we left the stream the day before. Because obviously, we'll come off stream soon and then we'll leave it at a point and then obviously we'll get price action following and then, we'll come back like yesterday. We left the stream and Bitcoin was in, the 85Ks. And then, so Bitcoin was around here, wasn't it, when I come off stream yesterday. And then we come on stream today and it's been all the way down to visited 83K and then back up a little bit again.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty fun to see where it's at tomorrow.
So the 5 minute with Stonksy is still green though.
Yeah, the 5 minute is still green. We'll see what happens with that.
So I'm just looking in the past at the green ones. So you kind of want to look out for a red arrow, don't you? Which would mean sort of get out.
Yeah, I mean, if we come out of this green background, then yeah, I'd be interested to see if it ended up turning red. Let's go and have a little visit to see what the Mag 7's doing.
Pretty grim, actually.
Yeah, just all down. Good, they've all gapped down, haven't they? As we can see on open, all gapped down. Some are still heading to the downside. Nvidia's actually up from where it gapped down to.
Yeah, it's still below what I bought it for, unfortunately.
Bitcoin's back up a little bit now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do fancy increasing me Apple stock, though.
Yeah, you've been enjoying that over trading your stocks, haven't you?
I have, because well, I decided I'm not going to use any leverage at all. I'm not going to do the CFD thing. I'm just not, because I don't know enough about it. I don't really understand exactly how it works.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that you're only really trading between 2:30 and 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever it is. When the market's closed, it's closed, and price doesn't do much overnight. That's I really like that, and I also like the fact that I'm doing it within a tax ISA. So the gains are tax free.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I don't know. It's just something different, really. It also feels slightly less irresponsible thing to do with your money.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I suppose there's probably like a safer feeling of it, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to say when we were talking about people putting the bollocks on the line. I did a video about that Gary Stevenson fella.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, and it was by far the most popular video I've done this year.
Yeah.
And it was really funny how people are like in two camps. They either love him or they hate him, or they think he's full of shit. And but that's really interesting, because a lot of what he's saying sort of makes sense. And it's really interesting, because obviously he's a knowledgeable guy, and he's got like he's been to university, College of Economics, whatever it is, and he's he knows his stuff, and he was like Citibank's best trader and all that sort of thing. But even so, people are still sort of saying he doesn't know what he's talking about, And I think it's just literally because he's put himself out there and done like millions of videos talking about quite controversial stuff. And it's just really weird how the public behave, But,
I think he's really like polar, isn't he? Like people either like him or they pretty much hate him.
Yeah, like Marmite.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you get a lot of these people, don't you?
Yeah.
Especially in finance, you get a lot of these people. I don't know. I kind of on the fence with him. I kind of like some of the stuff that comes out his mouth. I don't like. But then I suppose the guy is obviously a very smart guy and stuff, isn't he? So it's kind of like, obviously, he obviously pretty rich guy for a reason. So it's kind of just like, I kind of just not. I try and get not upset about what people are saying and just kind of just like let it go over my head. Like, do you know what I mean? I think you can some people can kind of get too emotionally attached to someone, can't they? And the views on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When really, doesn't matter what you say and stuff like that. He's probably not going to see one single thing that you say about him, and if you hate him or whatever. So just don't waste your energy on it.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
it's kind of my opinion on stuff like that. Like, you know, don't waste your energy on something that is literally just like irrelevant on the internet. Come and trade with Stonksy instead.
Yeah.
Come and trade. Put your time and effort into trading with Stonksy instead.
So we've got Prime Trading here saying, I think he's talking to me, saying, are you still bearish on BTC for coming weeks? I saw 50k on your X. That was probably the title of the video, in which case I probably did that to be quite sensational.
Maybe he was talking to you. I thought he was thinking that I was TMG, because I have quite a few people coming into the stream thinking that I'm TMG.
Maybe that was it. Yeah.
Or okay. maybe he was talking to you. We don't know. He was talking to one of us anyway. But yeah, maybe he was. Maybe he was talking about you.
Actually,
you big bear. You big bear.
Well, no, I'm just thinking, because sometimes when I've got the titles of my videos, I sort of exaggerate them a little bit, saying it's going to 9k tonight, but yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think he's talking about TMG.
Yeah, maybe. I think TMG did post a 50k tweet out yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think you do get a few of these people, because obviously I tweet the stream out on his Twitter and in his Telegram. I assume probably we do have a few people coming in thinking that it's him streaming and stuff like that, which is obviously good for us getting viewers in. So please do keep coming back, even though I am not Jordan. I can pretend to be if you want. If it means that you come back to the stream every day. Coding Crypto Fitness says he wasn't their top trader. Yeah, I've heard a lot of credible people say that when he calls himself the top trader and stuff like that, he's just completely full of shit. Credible people as well that were working in the city at the time and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. Just whatever.
All right.
Because Jalapeno says people should be nice. It's just clickbait. Anyone who believes it is a fool. Yeah, I mean, well, the internet is all about making headlines, isn't it? Look at the headlines of the stream that we do. Look at anything. You need to get people in, don't you? You need to get people to either come and listen to you or watch you or do whatever. And people aren't going to come and do that if it's just a boring headline or whatever. People want to get excited about something, or people love to get riled up about something, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more than the British public like than getting angry at something on the internet. So,
if it was something like Sheffield man buys fridge,
yeah,
it wouldn't get many clicks, would it?
That definitely sounds like a headline off like the Daily Star or something. That would have been a little article in the Daily Star for sure. It just definitely wouldn't have been on page 3. But I think we will leave the stream there. So big thank you for everyone that joined today.
Yep.
If you did miss it, obviously big announcement today is that Save with Crypto has joined the Stonksy team officially. Will be my co-host on streams from here on out. And yeah, you'll be seeing obviously a lot more of him all over. So yeah, do welcome him with open arms, which I'm sure you all will. And yeah, if you want to get Stonksy, obviously get full indicator access to the Discord server, and whitelisted for the trading bot. You can get 20% off that today. You'll find the second link in the description to take you to the website, and the discount code is right next to that. But I will put that into the chat as well. 20% off, and you can treat it as a trial month if you want. There is no ties, there's no contract, nothing like that. You'll find it on this page here. So you click that, you'll create your Stonksy website account, and then put the discount code at checkout for that 20% off. But if you do want to still get that and pay in crypto, you can do that. Just click the email address hyperlink here. Just email in, say you want to try the monthly with the discount and you want to pay in crypto, and we'll sort that out for you as well. But yeah, you will get full access to everything as you would, even if you were signing up without a discount. But the main, obviously, attraction is the trading bots, which Save with Crypto's video will be going out tomorrow. But he did do a nice segment in the live stream if you want to scale back and have a listen to that as well. But yeah, big thank you for joining today. Save with Crypto. Any last words?
Stonksy just went green on the 1 hour on Bitcoin. So yeah, just that. Anyway, but other than that, yeah, thanks very much for having me.
Yeah, there we go.
Look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, it should be a good one. Look forward to it. And yeah, we'll see where Bitcoin's at. We are leaving the Bitcoin price just over 84k. So we'll see what transpires between now and then. Have a great rest of your day. And for those of you that are in Discord, we'll see you in there. And yeah, we'll look forward to maybe looking at the next bot trade as well. Maybe we can obviously run through a lot more of the bot, look at open positions and stuff on stream with Save with Crypto, which will be a nice little addition as well to the streams, won't it? Looking at the bot live.
Yeah.
And yeah, catch you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day and see you all then. Bye-bye.
Bye.